Well, we're facing an enormous emergency. We're building up a steadily growing effect on our climate, even if we try to reduce our emissions of CO2. So that's bound to lead to a collision in which the rate of global warming accelerates to the point where it's really causing very, very serious problems for mankind. So it's an emergency, something has to be done, and we can't carry on living the way that we are living.
Continue watching to learn more about this important topic.
Hogy velünk tartanak mai műsorunkra, melynek címe Klímaváltozás, következmények és gyógymódok. Az utóbbi években szerte a világon emberek millióira hatnak a klímaváltozás által kiváltott, példátlan időjárási mintázatok. Rekord csúcshőmérsékletek, pusztító hurrikánok, hatalmas áradások és kiterjedt szárazságok. Mennyire sürgető a klímaváltozás problémája, és mi a legjobb megoldás? Ma Dr. Peter Wadhams-szel fogunk beszélgetni, aki az óceánfizika nyugalmazott egyetemi tanára a Cambridge Egyetemen, és világhírű szaktekintély a sarki-tengeri jégkutatásban. Az elmúlt 40 év során Dr. Wadhams több mint 40 kutatóexpedíciót vezetett a sarki régiókba. Dr. Wadhams a klímaváltozás kutatója, gleccserkutató és óceánkutató, továbbá ő írta a Búcsú a jégtől, Riport az északi sarkról című nemzetközi sikerkönyvet. Rendkívüli kutatási erőfeszítéseiért Dr. Wadhams őfensége II. Erzsébettől, az Egyesült Királyság királynőjétől megkapta a nagy presztízsű Polar Medal-t, valamint a környezettudományok Italgász-díját is. Mai műsorunkban Dr. Wadhams megosztja velünk gondolatait a klímaváltozás válságának sürgető voltáról.
Well, we're facing an enormous emergency because of the carbon dioxide which we put into the atmosphere. The problem with carbon dioxide is that it's almost irreversible. That is, it stays in the atmosphere for such a long time that we can't solve the problem of having too much carbon dioxide in the atmosphere by simply reducing our emissions, because the carbon dioxide that's there already is causing massive effects. So we're building up a steadily growing effect on our climate, even if we try to reduce our emissions of CO2. So that's bound to lead to a collision in which the rate of global warming accelerates to the point where it's really causing very, very serious problems for mankind. And that's what's happening at the moment. So it's an emergency, something has to be done, and we can't carry on living the way that we are living.
Dr. Wadhams ezután elmagyarázza a klímaváltozás hatásait az óceánjainkra, és hogy ez miért teremt veszélyes helyzetet.
There's a lot more heat contained in the ocean than in the atmosphere, and the fact that the ocean goes on warming rapidly, even at times when the atmosphere doesn't, is a very bad sign. So we are causing dangerous, if harmful effects right across the board in the world. Well, at the moment, the oceans, firstly, they're warming because of global warming, but also they're getting more acidic because as you get higher carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere, you get more carbon dioxide dissolving in the ocean, and carbon dioxide dissolving in the ocean produces carbonic acid, which makes the oceans more acidic. And at the moment, well, every marine creature that has a shell, right from the tiny foraminifera, which are this big, right up to big shellfish, that shell is made of calcium carbonate, and when the animal dies, the shell falls towards the seabed and is lost at the bottom of the ocean, and that's a way of getting rid of carbon. But if the ocean that it's falling through is acidic, then the shell redissolves in the ocean, and the carbon isn't lost, it's now dissolved in the ocean and is able to still take part in the global climate system. So if we make the oceans too acidic, we'll be reducing their effectiveness as a way of absorbing carbon dioxide, and also we'll be killing off a lot of marine life, because there's a lot of marine creatures that can't live without their shells, and so we'll be altering our entire global ecosystem.
A globális felmelegedés egy másik nagyon veszélyes következménye a tengeri vízszint emelkedése a gleccserek olvadása miatt. Dr. Wadhams elmagyarázza, hogy a gleccserek most miért olvadnak sokkal gyorsabban, mint eredetileg jósolták.
Glaciers are melting because of global warming in general, but they're melting faster than was predicted, because one of the things that happens is that the meltwater from the glacier runs down inside the glacier and lubricates the bottom where the glacier meets the bedrock, and causes the glacier to accelerate. So a lot of the glaciers that run off from Greenland, for instance, are flowing much faster than they used to, and this means that that Greenland loses mass more rapidly than it used to do, and it's losing mass to the ocean, and that means that you're accelerating sea level rise. So the effect of warming on glaciers is disastrous, really, mainly through the fact that the ice which melts and runs off into the ocean then is a big cause of accelerated sea level rise.
Egy kis szünetet tartunk most, hogy hálát adjunk tudósainknak, akik segítenek, hogy jobban megértsük a klímaváltozást és tetteink következményeit a bolygóra nézve. Kérjük, maradjanak velünk, azonnal visszatérünk. Isten hozta újra műsorunkon, melynek címe Klímaváltozás, következmények és gyógymódok. Most folytatjuk beszélgetésünket dr. Peter Wadhams óceánkutatóval és a klímaváltozás szakértőjével. Az óceán emelkedő hőmérsékletének egyik hatása a jelenleg a permafrost alatt található metángáz felszabadulása. Dr. Wadhams elmagyarázza, hogy ez a helyzet miért rendkívül kritikus.
Well, there's a huge area, about half of the area of Asia is underlaid by permafrost, and so there's a huge amount of gas waiting to be released as that permafrost gradually thaws. But there's one particular type of permafrost that's melting much faster, and that's the seabed permafrost around the Russian Arctic coastlines. That's the East Siberian Sea, the Kara Sea, the Laptev Sea. They're shallow water, 50 to 100 meters deep, and they've got permafrost on the seabed left over from the Ice Age, but it's melting quite quickly because with sea ice retreating off those shelves, the water's warming up. So the water warms up, the permafrost melts, and that releases a lot of methane, which is in the sediments underneath the permafrost. So it will cause a big acceleration of the amount of warming caused by methane.
Az ENSZ kutatása alapján a klímaváltozás egyik fő okozója az állattartás, ami több üvegházhatású gáz termel, mint az összes közlekedési ágazat együttvéve. Dr. Wadhams megosztja velünk gondolatait az élelmiszer célú állattartás hatásairól.
One effect is simply that it takes about 10 times as much land to produce the same amount of food keeping an animal as it does to produce the same amount of food by growing things. So it's wasteful use of land, which means that as the human population rises all the time and we start to reach the limit of what we can manage to grow and produce on the planet, we'll reach that limit earlier if we keep a large amount of animal husbandry going. And the other thing is the direct effect of methane, which methane is a very powerful greenhouse gas. It's 23 times as powerful as carbon dioxide, but it doesn't stay in the atmosphere for very long, only a few years. So if we're continuously producing methane from animals, then we'll continuously be getting a boost to global warming from it. But if we could stop or reduce our use of animals, then the effect would go away because of the way in which methane gets oxidized in the atmosphere. Whereas any effects due to carbon dioxide release keep going because the carbon dioxide doesn't go away. So methane is very nasty, but it's short-lived.
A klímaváltozási válság sürgősségét illető aggályai ellenére Dr. Wadhams bizakodó marad. Hisz abban, hogy kezelni tudjuk a globális felmelegedést energiafelhasználásunk és étrendünk megváltoztatásával.
Well, all the countries in the world have produced plans for how much they're going to try to reduce their carbon emissions. This was what they had to do as a result of signing up to the Paris Agreement. For instance, Norway is trying to make their transport system totally electric. So most cars being sold in Norway are electric cars. They have a financial incentive, and that's an important thing to do. In other cases, it's can we adopt a renewable energy as the basis of our main energy use? It's good for the environment to be vegan, and presumably it's good for the individual. In general, reducing the use of animal food and increasing the use of vegetable food is a good thing for the climate.
Nagyon köszönjük dr. Peter Wadhams odaadó kutatómunkáját, ami segít, hogy megértsük a klímaváltozási válság sürgősségét, valamint annak megoldásait. Szorgalmas munkájáért legyen ön bőségesen áldva!